I've had this arbor press for several years now, and I've never really used it for anything because I never had a stand for it, and it's kind of useless sitting on the floor like it is. But I'm finally going to do something about it. I got whatever this was from the scrapyard, and it's made out of this thick wall square tube, but as you can see, it's all welded together. So to cut it apart, I'm going to try to gouge the welds out with the plasma cutter. So that did work, but not as well as I hoped it would. I think the problem is I'm trying to use a cutting tip, and it's taking a really narrow cut, whereas for gouging you want kind of a wide cut. And they do make tips for this specifically for gouging, but I don't have any. So I'm going to try using an angle grinder with a cut-off wheel and see what kind of results that gets me. That seems like it works pretty good. You just have to be careful to watch how deep you're cutting. Like right there, I got into the tube some. But if you just make a cut into the weld, you can kind of just smash it apart. So this thing kind of broke down a little bit. I guess for some reason the blade rode up over the lip on the drive wheel here, and I didn't notice it, and I guess it's just been running that way for a while. And I don't think you can see it, but if you feel it, the blade has like a almost like a curved profile indented into it along the whole length, and that, I guess, in turn caused it to do this, where it kept wanting to ride off this little guide roller on the back here. I think it did it on the bottom as well. And that's when I noticed it, because when it jumped off that roller, it started dragging on the guide, and then it just bogged down. But anyway, I got a new blade from a local industrial supplier. I'm going to put it on there and do my best to get it adjusted to where it won't do that again. So here was the old blade. As you can see, something went terribly wrong. This is supposed to be springy and flexible, and it's still kind of flexible, but it's not supposed to bend like that. I did notice, I forgot to mention, it had a couple big cracks in it, and as soon as I pulled on it, it snapped right at those cracks. There was one, I think. I have no idea why that happened. But anyway, I'm gonna get this set back up and try to keep cutting. That looks good. Now I just need some plates to make like a little shelf right here, which I'm going to cut out of that. It's all done. I just drilled some holes in those plates and put some rosette welds to hold them down. That seemed easier to me than trying to weld in between, like the crack between the plate and the tube. If I do something like this again, I will look a lot harder into using new steel rather than scrap steel. It worked out fine, but it was like every time I turned around, I was having to grind a clean spot to weld something together or grind something off so a piece would fit in the saw straight. And I was constantly forgetting to grind clean spots to hook the welding ground cable to. And that just ended up being a lot more time consuming than I thought it was going to be. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. All the welds look great and I got good penetration on everything. So I'm sure it'll be plenty strong and I won't have to worry about it. Really happy with how this angle worked out. That's exactly what I wanted. It works out to where when you stand in front of the press, about where you would need to be. It's just right there at your toes. And you've got plenty of room to work. I don't think I can legally end this video without smashing something, so let's see how flat we can get this soda can. Thanks for watching.